How are ya? I mean, the hair is herring, okay? The higher the hair, the closer to God. Honey, I never usually rep someone's look, but I am so inspired by that Beyonce photo, and this is my versione. The hair's high, the vibes are higher. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. How's your week going? You know, I was on my game and then my son's substitute teacher called and said, I can't control him. Call someone who cares, okay? If you can't control a 6-year-old, what does that say about you? I'm over it. Anyways, welcome to the podcast. Okay, first of all, I have to start off. $1 Million Baby. I'm so obsessed with this song. Y'all, I don't know why. It feels dirty. It feels like in the streets. It makes me want to smoke a cigarette and just grind on a COCK. Okay? I don't know why. It got in my world and it's on loop. $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond. I don't know if it's the tone of his voice with like that deep, I don't know what it is, but it's just magic. Listen to it right now. Go bump it, and just grind your hips. Just grind it. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed with it. Every once in a while, I get a song. Thundercat's also magic. Toro y Moi is also a magical musician that just like takes me places. I don't know. He took me somewhere, and I love to be taken places. So I was inspired by Beyonce's look. Okay, I got the bouffin. She's a rat's nest in here. I have not 1, not 2, but 3 pieces of track in here that are teased, and then my bouffin's on top of it, okay? I have on a little vintage Givenchy. And, having a girl is the best excuse to buy all jewelry, am I right? You feel justified, and every purchase, well, I'll give it to her when she's older. She's not old enough now, so bitch, I'm wearing it. And my daughter's name is Georgiana, so all the G's, I'm G'ing up. G's up, hoes down. And I love it. And I have all this jewelry going, and watch, she won't even be into jewelry. That's the way the cookie crumbles, but, fine by me. But yes, it's giving very 60s secretary, which I'm into it. This is an attempt to be more spiritual because they say the higher the hair, the closer to God. That's the saying in the South. The higher the hair, the closer to God. So last week, if you didn't tune in, I went to Michael Kors for Mother's Day. I was with my sister, I was with my mom, I was with my niece, and I showed him rodeo. My niece didn't understand it. She was like, okay, this is like a mall street. And I said, okay, little girl who just turned 18. Back in the day, you couldn't go online. You had to go, and Dior was only in New York, Paris, London, Madrid, Los Angeles. That was it. So you had to go to rodeo to get these pieces, to get these things. Now you can just buy it online, add to cart, ship it to you, no big deal. But this is the place where it's the mecca of luxury. And she was like, oh, cool. We go into Michael Kors, my sister drops. And I was wearing a caftan, and the shop people were like, we're having a caftan event. Come back. Great. One of Michael Kors' best friend, Cameron Silver, who owns Decades. And if you don't know, Decades was the original vintage store here in LA. It's where all the old bitches that were riches resold their Birkin bags, their haute couture gowns, their shoes. So you could go in there and there was like Christian, Louis, Hermes, Chanel. It was wild pants. It was basically like, I'm done with this. Give it to Decades. Then all of us, plebs, then went there and bought it. Still, it broke our bank. I still couldn't even shop there because I was like, okay, you want $600 for a used shoe? But I guess it was half price. Now, he wrote a book called Caftan. So they said, the owner of Decades, one of Michael's best friends, Michael was supposed to be there, I thought, somewhere in that. And it's going to be a caftan soiree. I thought I was going to walk into hors d'oeuvres, champagne, valet service. The caftans would be caftaning, the pusses would be pussing, and we would just be swantering, drinking champagne. This whole event was about a book, a fashion book. And as a wise woman once said, it was me. I'm the wise woman. If you want to improve your look, honey, read a book. What did she mean by that? Oh, I'll tell you what she meant. She meant a smart woman is beautiful. I mean, have you ever seen someone that's so beautiful or hot as a man, and then you start talking to them and they're dumb as rocks, and you're just like, now you're ugly to me. You ruined it. You opened your mouth and you ruined it. So this is a fashion book event, okay? We're giving looks. We're giving books. So when I get there, there's no valet. No problem. I'll park 4 blocks away in heels, swantering. Great. I acted like it was my catwalk. And then there was like 4 people there. And I had to ask, hi, is there any drinks or bits or bobs? Hello, you invited me. I got dressed. I got a sitter. I came here. As soon as I walk in, I need something on the palette. Okay? Oh, yeah, we have something in the back. Would you like water, sparkling, or the champagne? Hello? Champagne, please. Thank you. So they get me the champagne, and then they bring me the bottle, the little, like, personal size bottle. And I said, great. Can I have a cup? And they're like, oh, no, we're just doing this. I'm like, oh. So we're just giving rim jobs here in Beverly Hills in my caftan. So I had to just, rim job the freaking champagne bottle. I was like, this is not classy. There was a few things that weren't really up to the Dear Jujification Nation. And then for the last thing, the book itself. I start flipping through the pages. I got it right here, okay? Caftans from classical to camp. Now, what this book is, which is an amazing book, but it's just other people's pictures. So you made a book by printing a Pinterest board? I didn't even know you could do that. That's wild. So what I wore to the event was one of my samples. I got 3 back, and one of them was the most wearable and kind of in the vibe that I wanted, a rose gold one. Now, we are our own worst critics. Am I right? I put it on and I was like, oh my God, this needs to change. This needs to change. Da, 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 da. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take this classic gown, this classic dress that has been gone through cultures and decades, that has been refined and changed. Pretty much almost everyone has a caftan, but I want to put my spin on it. So I'm trying to get to the place where my glamour puss feels the most pussin', And I think it's, I have a half bat wing, then I have a drop, and now I'm thinking, should it be a full bat wing? Like, I'm thinking all these things in my head, right? I'm looking at Michael Kors when I was there. He has a caftan for $1,600. Polyester, his is, by the way. Gag? But I'm looking at his stitchings and his things that he's doing, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I see how he did that. Okay, I see how he finished it. I see that stitch. Okay, and I'm like putting all these things together. Now, that's all. I was obsessing about it in my head. Meanwhile, these Beverly Hills women who got all the money. Oh, I'm wearing vintage Cavalli. Right? Literally, there was an heiress there, one of the Chinese heiresses of a show on Netflix when she walked in. Supposedly, she has more money than God. Okay, comes up to me and said, that is the most beautiful rose gold gown I've ever seen. And I'm thinking, you should see where I just picked this up from. Okay, we got stitching, we got things flying out. It's a sample. She's a work in progress. But it just goes to show that we're our own worst critic. You fake it till you make it, and it's about how you wear it. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I was thinking, oh my God. She only knew the things that are wrong with this, but it felt really good, to be out in the world. Here's some feedback. I had a lady that does London and New York and Milan Fashion Week literally said, can I have this? Where can I buy this? I'm going to Santorini next week and I want a gold caftan, and this is exactly what I've been looking for. But that just means I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep going. And when I finally put these caftans out for you, they are going to be perfection. So I'm excited that I got confirmation that I'm on the right track. We're in Beverly Hills. I have heiresses. I have fashion women coming up to me, literally wanting to rip it off my body. And I think it's like, okay, I'm on the right track. I just got to keep going. And, stay tuned, because when they come out, y'all, you won't need Kim Kardashian's Skims bra with the hard nipples. Your nipples are going to be so nipping in these. They're going to make your nipples hard. They're going to make your puss tight. And they're going to make you feel like the glamour queen that you are. So I'm excited. Okay, one last thing. I have been really working internal work on letting go of outcomes, letting go of expectations, right? Of people, places, things, events, Trying not to attach to the story. You know this from last week. My daughter, who's 3 years old, goes to daycare 5 days a week. And she's 3, you know? Like her hands are still puffy. She still can't say her R's. And she's just so cute. And I want more time with her. And so I decided that I can't have it all. And I don't want to be on my deathbed going, I wish I would have put out more content. No, she ain't going to be thinking that. She's going to be thinking, I wish I would have stayed with my baby girl for a little bit longer. So I've decided I'm going to work my butt off Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to have daughter days. So I'm moving her back down to 3 days a week because you know what? The other day I dropped her off. She was crying going, Mommy, I want to be with you. And I'm like, sorry, sweetie. Mommy's got to go be famous on the internets. Go have fun with your Play-Doh. And I thought, what the fuck am I doing? What is this? And I'm so happy when I'm with her. Yesterday was like my test drive. We went to the grocery store. She was shaking her butt. We were dancing. I got her cookie. I let her pick out a few things. And it's just like my life and my world opens up, especially when my kids are one-on-one. When it's 2, honey, it's like wrangling cats, okay? But one-on-one, they're so enjoyable. And then we can really start to build that relationship. So I know a lot of you who listen are females or males. If you feel like you want to spend more time with your kids, and I understand that that's a luxury, I get it, but we also are saving $300 a month. But it's not about that. It's just like, do it. My sister has said something that is one of the best advice ever. You will never regret in this life spending time with your family if they're not assholes. If you genuinely enjoy them, you know, because family is that thing that makes your life full. There was also one other quote that said, don't be so focused on hustling for the life that you want that you forget to enjoy the life that you have now. I literally got that confirmation as I was thinking, I miss her. I want to move her down. I want to spend more time with her. So I'm going to be a woman that goes with my gut, and I'm making the decision to spend more time with my daughter during the weeks when we're supposed to be hustling. I should be hustling. Don't should all over me. Okay? So with that, let's put on our apron with nothing on underneath. Let's get on to some domestic goddessness, shall we? Cooking. I'm making pulled pork carnitas. Okay? You can do this in your crock pot. What'd you call me? That's right. Put it in my crock pot, baby. Put it in my crock pot. You basically get Boston butt. You rub it with a bunch of herbs, some oregano. You put an onion. You put pineapples, canned pineapples, some canned chilies, and you set it and forget it. Okay, until it shreds like a mofo. But the most important part of this recipe that is a mandatory is you have to crisp it up after it's been pulled into perfection. You put it in the broiler or you put it in a cast iron and you crisp that mofo. That gives it that extra. I like to serve mine with a sweet and spicy jalapeno that comes from Trader Joe's because, you know, pork lends itself to a little bit of liking a sweeter kind of situation paired with it. If you haven't seen my season 1 YouTube of the Dear Juju show that I started in 2019, I think it was, I did a French 75. Now, a French 75 is one of my favorite and classic cocktails, and it's so easy to make. It's gin, it's lemon juice, it's champagne, a little simple syrup. Bob's your uncle. You serve it in a coupe or a martini glass. It's served up, and let me tell you, I just had one again the other day that I was like, this is why I love this cocktail. It gets the job done. I love gin and lemon and champagne. Those are literally my favorite things in life. So try a French 75. Go look at my recipe. My video was really fun. And if you want to get it cracking, this weekend, serve you a couple of those. They'll do you just right. Decor. I'm really excited because I have a side patio at my house. There is about 7 feet of like a side area that we don't have a backyard. We only have a front yard. So that's the only kind of closed off personal space that we have. And I am redoing it. Summer's about to come. Come for me. And I'm like, this place needs a facelift, okay? We are going to stain the fence. my husband, power wash the concrete. I'm going to DIY, sand down and repaint the benches, new umbrellas. And my favorite part is the mats. An outdoor mat adds so much color, but what do you use? You know, a lot of people say that that's an outdoor rug, but it feels like an indoor rug. I love for outdoor rugs, Fab Habitat. They are green rugs. They are outdoor. They're plastic. They're woven, but they're made to look like the patterns of a classic Persian rug, or they have things that are bright and fun. You guys, go to Fab Habitat. If you're looking for an outdoor rug, you are going to love this brand, okay? Not sponsored. Should be. Oh, and the one that I got from my outdoor is LHASA. How do you say that? Lahaza. It's got pink, it's got orange, it's got blue, it's got green. It's going to vibin' up the vibes outside. And I'm going to take you along with me, so stay tuned for that. Now let's get into some Q&A with some TNA. Okay. Dear Juju, wondering what is the key to a successful relationship? Oh, just ask me, honey. I'm on my third. Okay. I was married once. I was engaged once. And now I'm married again. How you doing? And you know what? They say the road to success is paved with failures. Well, I got a lot of failing cocks in my life. So let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you the key to a successful relationship. Okay. The 2 H's: humor and honesty. Brutally being honest with yourself. Going, oh shit, I done fucked up. And being able to admit it and laugh at that. Humor and honesty. That's it. That's it. Those are the keys to the successful relationship. So if you want a successful relationship in business with your mother, with your partner, you just get out a big old mirror. Okay? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the most humorous and honest of them all? And if you genuinely can't say it's me, start there. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. You have to be honest and humorous with yourself first, because you just have to look at yourself and go, am I being silly? Did I done fucked up? I wasn't being honest. I maybe should have said that. I kind of left that out. I did take that personal. Whoops-a-days. Sorry. Moving on. So the key to a successful relationship is starting with you, honey. You got to be honest, and then you got to laugh about it. Say, oh yeah, oh I did spend too much money and hide it from you. Sorry. Dear Juju, what do I do if my sister-in-law hates me? Okay. First of all, I need more information. Don't be sending me these Q&As that my sister-in-law, what'd you do? Did you sleep with her ex? Like, I don't know. What is the situation? Is she a cunt? Are you acting like a cunt? What's happening? Context. But this is all I will say with the little information I was giving. No one can hate someone if they don't first usually hate themselves. So if you feel like it's unjustified, she probably hates herself. That's all I got. Dear Juju, I am a mom of 2. Oh, hey, girl, me too. And I always feel overwhelmed. Ugh. Can you please advise on time management? Yes, I can. Give up. Give up trying to, be perfect. Give it up. Being the perfect mom or the perfect this or having the perfect house done. Yesterday, I killed it. So I thought. And you know what? I thought I did so good and I busted my ass. I kept my daughter home, like I told you. I kept her home for the day to see, and we were doing, and she was like, I want to watch a princess movie. And I said, great. And I was saying, good. I have an hour and 20 minutes to kill it. I cooked dinner for the family. I started the laundry. I cleaned up the house. Let me tell you, all the laundry got done, but it didn't get folded. The beef got cooked, but it didn't get put in the tacos, Then I thought, okay, my husband can come home from work and do that half. Well, he didn't. He ordered pizza. And my time management, I put so much effort into it, and I was only half best. So we are talking about progress, not perfection. Okay. So the funny thing about screens, this is how my kids react. As soon as I don't even say I'm turning something on. I walk in to the playroom. They hear that Netflix, duh. And it literally cues their brain. They'll be doing anything, screaming, and then they go, duh. Then they start running. Duh, 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 duh. Mom's putting something on. And it's a treat for them. And I use it because I got all these things to do. Got to cook dinner. I got to do laundry. I got to make a pap smear appointment. I got to remind it. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, you got 2 shows, okay? One for you, one for you. You pick first, do rock, paper, scissors. Great, you're number 1. Pick what you want. What do you want after that? Okay, call me in at halftime. I'll switcheroo. And then you got an hour. This is how I delegate my time management. I'm like, okay, I got like 25 minutes here and I got 25 minutes here. Okay? This is what I got to do. I have a cup of coffee before I do that. Make sure I'm all revved up. If you only get half done, you only get half done. Progress, not perfection. Don't feel overwhelmed. Also, remember what I talked about last week? The story that you tell yourself, you're going to find evidence for in your life. So if you keep telling yourself you're overwhelmed, you're going to put yourself in situations where you're overwhelmed. If you tell yourself, I'm doing great, you will continue to feel great about what you did get done. So try also switching your story and switching on the TV. This is the podcast for this week. Pork Carnitas, French 75. Go look at those outdoor rugs. Summer's coming. It's fabulous, okay? Fab Habitat for a reason. Switch on the TV and don't forget to tell yourself you're doing great. You're a star, okay? You made out of all the elements of the periodic tables that those stars are. Last but not least, do not be someone that's on your deathbed and regret a goddamn thing. Whatever you're feeling in your gut, do it. Let it go. Do what you want. If it doesn't hurt anybody else, of course. If it adds to your happiness of your daily thing, you just go check that box right there. Okay? I love you and I'm out. Mwah!